Hello, my name is Abraham White, and this is my introduction video for AEP 858 Data and Assessment Module 1. A little bit about me. My family consists of my wife, Lindsay, who is also a teacher, and then our two dogs, Atticus and Harper. In terms of education, I graduated from Sterling College in 2012 with my bachelor in elementary education. I just finished last summer my ESOL endorsement, and now am pursuing my master's in ESOL. Currently, I'm teaching in Dodge City. I'm USD 443. This is my 7th year teaching in Dodge City. I teach at Miller Elementary School. We service grades K to 5, and then I'm a looping teacher, so I do have the same class for 2 years. My school that I teach at has 450 students, grades K to 5, but again, there are also 8 other elementary schools, so we do have a high population of students. One unique thing about our population is we have a very high Hispanic and poverty rate in our schools. I would say that my class right now is about 80 to 90% Hispanic, all right, and then that same percentage is on free and reduced lunch. Moving on to my reflection of the assessments that we use in USD 443, I'm going to focus more on grades 3 to 5 just because that's more of my area of experience and expertise. In ELA, we use the Next Step running records to test fluency and comprehension. We use the H&M reading inventory to test inferencing and vocabulary. Words the way to assess spelling. And then our two big drivers are the state interim tests that we take 3 times before we take the state assessment in March or April. In math, we take the H&M math inventory, which is going to be more of a comprehensive math assessment. We use the Engage New York curriculum, so we take the Eureka math end of modules, and then we use the state interim tests and state assessments as well. Now, one other assessment that we take throughout the year is the mental health screener. We've had a growing rate of suicides and attempted suicides in our district, and in I wouldn't say just in our district, but in our community and surrounding communities. So one thing we do 3 times a year now is the mental health screener. Now, in terms of my own self-practices, I was lucky enough to have a mentor teacher that really relied on data to help drive her instruction. So I've kind of grown up teaching that way. We use the data and we talk about it in PLCs. We use the data to help determine our RTI and MTSS times, and then we use the data that we get from the students to help with our pacing guide. Now, one thing I do differently than some other people in our district is I rely on my weekly grades rather than our district assessments to drive my instruction. I've just had a lot more success. I feel like it kind of narrows the scope, so I know exactly what students need to work on rather than reading in general or being too broad of a topic. Some questions I still have are, how do we know that the assessments that we are using are still valid? Are the assessments we're using too broad? So are they focusing on too many skills rather than just one specific one? And then I want to know what other districts are using that seem to be working. My plans for improvement, number one, just like on the last slide, was to discover what other districts are using and what data they're getting. This is the first year I'll be using the interim state assessments to help drive my instruction. So want to know how to use that to help better my instruction. And then finally to use all that data to improve the experience of our PLCs. So focusing on specific data and then setting some time for interventions. I look forward to learning a lot from you and how you guys are using data to help your instruction. Thank you guys for listening.